All right.
There we go. Okay, so let's do a stand for Pledge of Allegiance, okay? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we'll do a moment of silence for the victims in Tennessee and also for those who lost their lives through COVID. Okay, so this is the Solid Waste Recovery Recycling meeting of April 10th, 2023. And Tim, can you read the minutes? Or you got, everybody has the minutes for March 13th, right? We don't need to read them. Does anybody have any comments or questions?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
Let me check. I wrote some stuff down.
Go ahead. Take your time.
Okay, it's Joe.
Yep.
The first page, it says at the bottom, 1,100 drop-off total since October, and then it's 214. I assume that would be 214 drop-offs in February alone?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, the other thing is, on the second page, it says for the glass pickups every 1.5 months, shift to urban mining, and it saves about $4,082. How much was the cost? Maybe I'm missing it, but what was the cost to ship that? Was there any cost?
No.
There's no cost.
You're talking about the food waste?
This whole,
the glass.
the glass.
Glass. There's no cost for the glass.
It's a complete pilot.
No charge in writing. That's okay. Still part of that pilot.
It's still part of the pilot
Okay.
where Oak Ridge is paying for the hauling and pickup and drop off.
Okay, good. That's it.
This is John. I just have one comment to follow up on. At the last meeting, I reported that the cost under the food waste program, as far as the actual pickup cost, I said it was under the Connecticut Mini Bottles Fund. And I went back and checked afterwards, and it's actually from my operational, which would be the normal charges that I charge for the normal hauling and tip fees. So it's not hitting the mini bottle fund.
So where is
John, what are we using the mini bottle fund for? I forget.
Well, right now it's being collected, but it may go towards a machine for picking up litter. Is one of the things that we're looking at.
It's a general fund then?
It's not a general fund. It's a fund designated for this that you can accumulate multi-year. It doesn't go away. And it's to use to reduce litter or education or a bunch of other options to improve your recycling rates or to that amount. We were looking at maybe use supplement towards some type of machine that picks up litter and stuff like that.
So that $32,000 per year, how much has that been spending already?
None.
Okay, still have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was originally, I think I used some of that towards the food waste until I got the second check in, and then that cost was transferred back over. So it was used as a swing count for a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't mean it was general, but it's for things like recycle, litter, environmental issues.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
But I just wanted to correct that.
So that's a total separate account somewhere?
It's a total separate account.
Not part of
Not part of the main budget.
How can we change the wording in the March report, in the March
correctly, the costs recovered is from the operational account.
Okay, so somebody's got to highlight that for Josephine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions on the March report? March minutes?
I'm okay with it.
Mike?
No.
I'd like to make a motion to approve it.
Hang on, Misty?
I second.
I'm sorry.
Okay, no other questions. All those in favor? Any objections? Any objections, just say something? No abstain? Okay, motion passed. So the minutes are passed
As amended?
as amended, hang on, yep.
To be amended.
As to be amended.
To be amended.
Okay.
Whereas-
Old business, status update review. John, you had sent us this, article, hang on. Do you wanna talk about that now or you wanna wait? No, that'd be up, that's up, the article that you sent us?
So that's what I sent the board earlier this evening is the final report for the food waste recycling Lee Sawyer grant. And it's basically just a closeout of the grant that we've been doing. We're still doing the food waste pickup, but this grant basically covered the initial fundings to start off the program, get the necessary items for it. And also, we rolled in the Board of Ed pumpkin drop-off as part of it also.
John, I don't remember what Lee Sawyer grant, what is that? What is the Lee Sawyer grant? I don't remember that.
This was a grant that Sustainability Committee had applied for. Becky Bonnell was heavily involved in this. It was a grant for $14,250. Originally, we went and looked at possibly getting our own type of large food composter. We investigated that and went down to, I think it was
Stanford, okay.
Saw that it wasn't a very good setup to be able to operate it and run. We went back to the grant personnel and asked if we could revise our application and use it towards a food waste drop-off program, which is what we actually finally did. And that's where we have it set up at our transfer station for the residents. It funded initial rollout of these food waste kits. It funded signage. We also used it, kind of rolled in the Board of Ed pumpkin drop-off after Thanksgiving. And that's pretty much it. The grant was able to fund everything for the startup cost, but it would not, the actual hauling of it was not acceptable under the grant. And that's what I was paying out of our operational fees, figuring that's normally what people would be dropping off in the food waste into your normal garbage, MSW.
Okay. So you talk about the summary there. The report talks about 250 people using the program. But 55 per week. Is that how you get to 250? The 55 per week?
Yeah, it's pretty much like that. I turn around and use some numbers based on what we're seeing there. If I'll roll into continuing with the food waste, where you saw the Lee Sawyer grant write-off. To date, we have collected since October 22, 8.53 tons. And our monthly cost is $433 for them to pick it up, curbside compost to pick up and dispose of.
I'm sorry, 430?
$433 per month. For the month of March, they picked up 1.85 tons.
And so it's going up?
It's gone up a little bit. They had 253 drop-offs. That's for about 5 weeks. So, you're about around the 55.
How many are the other companies, the private, I'm going to say haulers, but the private food waste team? How many customers do they have? The 55 are bringing them to us.
I
Can we
don't
get
have, I
I'm
don't
looking
have
for
that.
an estimate to how many tons will be recycled through the town.
So last year, I remember, curbside compost reported to me 41 tons for the year of picking up.
41 tons. So
Hi
we have
guys,
8
I'm
point...
here.
Hi, Josephine.
Sorry I'm late.
You're not late. You're right on time.
Okay, great.
So, John, if they have 41 tons for the year, we have 8.5 tons from October. That's October, November, December, January.
It's 8.53 tons since October, yes.
Yeah, since October. So that's approximately 16 tons a year, maybe 17. And they have 41. So we're doing about 58 tons total, about.
Correct.
Just started.
What?
I could try and reach out to them for maybe next month. To date.
This week.
Understand their numbers are estimates that they use for the residents. Ours are, we weigh them in, weigh them out. So ours are very accurate as to how much they're picking up.
No, I appreciate that. The school system has a program similar to ours or a corollary with ours?
Yes, they are. My understanding is they were starting to do some type of program like that also. I have not reached out to them.
Yeah, it's. I heard this week that it's implemented. I think they're still working through some kinks, but it's implemented in all the schools now.
It's a great idea.
A lot of food waste.
A lot of food waste.
So we're well on our way to maybe getting into the stream 75 tons a year with these 3 programs.
You want to repeat that, please?
I'm saying, are we well on our way to possibly getting within 75 tons a year into this program between ours, the private haulers, and the school system? We're at 58 now, approximately.
Possibly.
Okay, all right.
I have to find out. I mean, if they're just starting up, I don't know how much they're going to get done.
Commercial would be involved.
Well, yeah, commercial, they already had.
They don't, it's not part of our numbers.
Correct. Art.
John, what's the average cost per household for pickup? What?
Good.
Does anybody have any questions on that food program?
35 a month?
Oh, has it gone up yet?
Does anybody have any questions on the food waste program?
It's gone up. It used to be 35, I guess. It's 35 now.
John, who wrote this report?
This was written by Becky Bennell.
The numbers are yours?
There's some numbers in mine that I had a lot of the numbers in there. I fed her.
And you, all these numbers align with your numbers? I mean,
Yeah, so like the one for the spreadsheet for the pumpkin pickup, that was my spreadsheet that I passed on to her.
So we've used all the money in the grant now?
Yes, we were using some, the final amount to buy some more kits.
14,000.
Yeah, so we'll use up all the 14,000. One issue on this thing, the pumpkin thing was, I think I put $100 per pickup, a total of 7, that's 7 schools. I think it actually came to $770. It was like $110.
The total for the pumpkins cost $700?
$710, plus we spent $325 for a sign. So it showed there it was $1,000, we got out about $70, so it's about $1,100.
For the pumpkins, get pumpkins out of
Does that show up in the Board of Ed budget?
No, this was something that, the sustainability group, was working with the Board of Ed, and they wanted to do this pumpkin drop-off. And they were looking at applying for a grant. And I said, look, I'll just take this in-house and do it and figure it out. And then I was able to have funded under the Lee Sawyer grant for the whole program. Signage that they put out there as well as picking it up.
And they can use the signage year after year.
They're plastic signs, I don't know how much they.
Oh, they should hold us.
But, you know, so I was able, they were looking for a grant for 15,000 or something like that. And
all the schools,
there were seven schools that participated.
One of the high schools?
Yeah, I think one of the high schools was involved. The schools were,
Hey, guys, we're having trouble. Can we have just one person talk, and then, the other person identify themselves, please?
this is John Cattell, yes, Fairfield War High and, Fairfield Ludlow High.
John, where was this, where were these pumpkins going 2 years ago?
2 years ago, a lot of people put them into the, MSW, into their garbage. Some of them might have taken them to Denali and mixed in with leaves.
And where is all this product going now, up to Easton?
The leaves go to Easton, and I believe that's where we dumped the, pumpkins that we carried Denali. They took them at no cost to us because of the program I asked them about, and, it probably ended up in Easton.
Yeah, they go to Snow Farm.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised with all the pumpkins that it's only that we only have, that number.
Timing might change next time to make it, I think if it was moved up a week earlier, it might have picked up a lot more.
Okay. Any other questions on the food waste?
No.
Okay.
Moving on to glass, there's no change from the last month's report, which is in your minutes. We haven't had another pickup yet. As I mentioned, it's usually about a month and a half for pickups. So we had one just before the last meeting. I'd expect that we have probably ready for another pickup in a couple of weeks.
So we're not increasing our load.
There's no change.
So, the 44.5 tons to date, that was to March, from July 22?
Yeah, it's to March 9th, I believe.
Okay, a total tonnage MSW?
For the month of March, 2,701 tons, and to date, or since July 1st, 23,815 tons.
23,816.
815,
Since July 22.
since July 1st of 2022.
How does that look from, like?
Yeah, any historical data on that? Like, how does that look?
We're probably, last year was a little lower. We're probably a little bit up from last year, but within our normal budget.
Judd, does anybody in the department or the town calculate the MSW per resident? The average?
I mean, I could give you
Tons divided by 60,000.
60,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Does anybody do that? Official, I could do it, right? I could do it on an envelope, but I mean official.
Well, it depends on what number you're actually looking for. You're looking, because that includes commercial haulers, it includes people, doing cleanouts. So it depends on what number you want to know about.
Yeah, we want to eliminate the cleanouts. what I'm trying to get to is, as we're gonna talk about in a minute, the state incentives to reduce the, per capita MSW, load.
Yeah, but they'd look at the total MSW of the town. They'd look at the whole total amount. I budget 33,000 tons a year.
And we're at 24,000 roughly right now. So we have April, May, June, 4 more months, April, May, June, 3 more months. Right?
We're at,
24,000.
yeah, okay, round it up. Yep,
So it looks like we might be below.
yeah, I'm projecting right now, because I kind of do a 12, I take an average of what I have there and then multiply it by the 12 months.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna be at about, 31.5 right now. That may go up a little bit to 32.
Okay.
Pretty close then.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, the 12
Okay,
month.
the next item, any other questions? Before we move on?
Yeah, I just had a quick
Misty?
question. It's Misty. Would it be helpful to have some historical data as we're trying to figure out how we're decreasing our load? I mean, to look and say, okay, well, because right now we're just throwing out numbers and we're not saying, well, because we're taking out pumpkins, because we're taking out food.
The glass is a big deal, the glass.
Well, we are. We're down, we're gonna be down, thousands of tons.
Well, I thought we weren't gonna be down thousands of tons. I'm sorry, I
Okay.
missed that one. I thought we were gonna be pretty much even from what we had last.
Compared to last year, we probably, last year was a little low.
We didn't have any last year before this food waste thing started. None of it coming out then.
No, but what I'm saying is our tonnage,
Well, this time-
MSW is the same as it was last
The
year.
percent that is lowered by the removal of the glass is only about 2%, right?
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Not a
Well, in
lot.
classes,
You're not doing the whole heck of a lot.
Some people do it.
But it's probably not last year, it's last year.
All right, so you want some history?
Yeah, because,
So, FY 20, you're at 31,299. FY 21, you're at 31,087. FY 22, dropped down to about 30,650. And as I said, now I'm probably looking at around 32,000, whatever I said. So, yeah, going back up a little bit.
I mean, also the town is much more populated than, I mean, all these people moving in. Yeah.
So John, if you're budgeting 33,000, it looks like we're gonna be about 31.7.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we're coming down a little bit. Once we get the, glass program and the food waste program and the pumpkin program fully online, it should contribute to coming down.
I don't think you're gonna see a big, I mean, the glass helps, glass is coming out of recycling.
Right.
It's not coming out of MSW. I gave you MSW numbers.
Correct.
So glass has nothing to do with there. Food
Okay.
waste, 8 tons is not gonna do anything when you're looking at 32,000 tons. Even if you include from the residents. Now, I was at a Connecticut Recycling Coalition meeting today. And they're talking, part of it was food waste, and they mentioned that, I've heard numbers of 22% of the MSW is supposed to be food waste.
22%.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's a deep number. I kinda find it very hard to see that we're gonna pull that much out. The deep expects to pull out they have 860,000 tons they're shipping out the state. They're hoping to reduce their tonnage based on just food waste coming out, like 180,000 tons.
Well, they don't have, there's no solution for the infrastructure.
There's
gonna be a law before something.
And it's something that, you know, we had some of the legislators up there in the Environment Committee, and, you know, they think, they're looking at the, something that would probably move along with solid waste, whether it be added fees or whatever, because of it being shipped out to discourage that. And they're also looking at something to do with the food waste, whether they're gonna mandate something, we'll see where all that goes. But there was, in the environmental committee, there was a lot of buy-in to do something with the food waste. They're looking at EPR, which is extended producer responsibility.
Yep.
They're looking, there was a big discussion on that. They will do they're looking at doing something with tires, which I thought there was something already with tires for that. But apparently it's not solidified.
Tires is not in this MSW number, right?
Correct.
Okay, all right. The movement on EPR, have we actually studied any possibilities of that being instituted or doing it in Fairfield?
This is something that comes out of the state.
Yeah, we could do nothing about it here.
We don't do anything until the state decides what they're doing, and they'll turn around and mandate something. I mean, you currently have the EPR that does, which is the extended producer responsibility with the recycling of mattresses. You know, that's one of the things that's out there. Electronics is another one that's out there. Paint products is another one that's out there. So those are your three commonly EPRs.
If they assess the MSW, if somebody does that, are there any statistics in how much other stuff is in there that shouldn't be there? So metals, aluminums,
metals are
contaminated cans.
Metals, well, that's true. You have food contaminated cans.
Right.
You
Do you have
have.
any numbers on that?
I don't have numbers on it. There's just no way. I mean, you have people that doing cleanouts. You got 2x4s and you know, construction stuff that burns.
But that's construction and demolition.
Now, demolition, if it's burnable, it can go into MSW. The demolition, which is your bulky, is your sheetrock, your shingles, your porcelain, your masonry, that's all that stuff is bulky, and that goes out to Pennsylvania in a landfill.
Right.
Isn't there a company in Stratford that takes that on the Honey Spot Road?
Possibly, but our stuff goes out, Enviro takes it, and they sort it out and then take it to out to Pennsylvania.
So do they just, at the transfer station, are they just keeping it and where are they keeping it?
It gets placed in a dumpster.
Goes in a dumpster.
And then when the dumpster's full, they take it back to their place. They probably throw it on the ground and see if there's anything that they can pull out elsewhere.
Have we checked if we could use that place in Stratford, the recycling place that takes all the 2x4s and the gypsum and recycles it into concrete?
No.
You think it'd be viable? I know they take construction and demolition debris, and they have trucks going out of there every day.
Realistically, I think that's more people are actually having construction and they have dumpsters on site, and that's probably where they're taking them. I'm trying to get away from as much bulky as possible.
Mm.
Okay, the other question, John, is you mentioned electronics. Companies like Staples and FedEx are collecting electronics. Is that reducing, or will that help reduce our MSW?
Our MSW does not include electronics.
Unless somebody throws it in there, right?
It's in that
It's separated out already.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, Hugh, what's that place called in Stratford that does the bulky waste?
I'm going to find out. I don't know. I've gone by a couple of times and I tried to stop by and I forgot to. Well, I'm going to find out. It's off of Honey Spot Road. But they recycle corrugate, cardboard, gypsum, cement, like bricks, stone, anything off of a building. And they generate product that they could be used in cement makers, like over here in Fairfield at the cement factory.
Are you making a product there? I wasn't familiar.
So I'm going to find the name. I'll get the name for you. Anything else on the next item, department plan? John, any update on that?
No, just moving along with things over at the transfer station. I think I probably last month that nobody bid on our overhead doors for the transfer station, so I'm going to go to the state vendor.
We have somebody that bid on overhead doors at the firehouse, and then they got the bid, and then they never showed up to do them.
They didn't want to do them.
John, are there not people on the state bid list that we can go to for something like that?
That's where I had a quote from someone on the state bid, but instead of just going off of one quote, I went out to bid to meet my purchasing obligations. So since nobody responded, now I can go back off the state bid quote.
Okay. John, what do we know about the styrofoam proposal that is floating around in Hartford?
I don't know anything about it.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to study it, but I did see an article in the Hartford Current, that there are representatives up there that want to eliminate styrofoam in schools and styrofoam takeout containers in the fast food restaurants.
I thought we've already done that.
No, we haven't. Styrofoam's a big item.
I mean, I thought that was already the law, but I'm wrong.
Well, there are places that recycle it, but it's very difficult to recycle.
No, it's terrible. No,
Polystyrene.
polystyrene is terrible. It goes in the garbage.
Toxic,
Yeah.
very toxic.
Misty, do you have you seen anything on that? Do you have any insight on the styrofoam?
I just know that, there's a lot of states that are just trying to outlaw styrofoam completely, right? What do you call it, polystyrene?
Polystyrene.
Polystyrene.
Yeah, milk,
And very
eight
successfully,
cartons.
they've gotten rid of them. But no, we still have
There's
them.
some towns that do get them out.
Well, Misty, the states that have gotten rid of it successfully, what have they convinced the suppliers to use? Paperboard?
Yeah, you can put, sure. Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
just a replacement.
yes,
Well, no, you have to have a special paperboard. It can't just be anything. So, it's more expensive. Styrofoam's cheap, right? That's the problem. It's cheap to manufacture.
you get a coffee at Starbucks, it's paper, but then they put the thing on, that sleeve on it, so it's not so hot, that's all.
Oh, here, they have biodegradable.
I can't hear you. I can't hear.
That's being used. So biodegradable, it comes from oil, plant oil, and it's a kind of a plastic that's biodegradable.
The styrofoam ban was passed by the Senate. If it passes the House, I think it'll become law July 1st.
It
Is
should.
that Christian?
Excellent.
Some states are ready for it. It's terrible stuff.
When would it become law?
I mean, it's very useful, but it's toxic.
I use a truck. I never.
Me too.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, anything else to do business?
Well, I have new business. I have to resign.
Who's that?
Oh,
There, Sid, hi.
Hi. So I'm gonna let, drop that to the presentation. It's good, but I did expect a couple weeks back and feel terrible for the whole field and, we're going into the swing of this. Yeah, and then of course I put my house on the market and sold within 5 minutes.
Oh.
So I have to.
Where are you moving to?
Yeah, we're here tonight.
Where are you moving to?
Litchfield.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty, it's
Route
nice.
202 is nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
He's leaving?
Very sad.
Oh.
Good coffee shop.
Happening much faster than I planned, so.
Well, you're closer to the Appalachian Trail anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I have a big.
But we'll miss you.
Yeah, thank you so much for.
I'm sorry to see you leave.
Thank you, I'm sorry to go.
Well, I'm sad about, I'm sorry about this. We'll talk later. But, I do have a question. Is there any way we could just get numbers on how many mattresses we're disposing? Is it hard to?
She gave you numbers the one time.
I know, but I mean, do they keep a tally?
No, well, they did it for the one,
That's it?
they did it for that
I mean,
one.
wouldn't it be good to
Yeah.
know what we're doing there? I mean, it seems like that's a big piece of waste that needs to go into.
Well, people are able to take them, if they're good, they can take them over to Bridgeport to where they refurbish them.
Yeah,
And then the sustainability group does them twice a year.
yeah, but still see a lot of mattresses when I go up there. Anyway,
Depends where they come.
Well, they're gonna go in there, if they're soil, which a lot of them are.
They're not good.
They could be medical waste if they come.
I mean, you can only recycle them if they're clean and dry and not highly soiled.
I was amazed at what they took when we had that pickup.
Yeah.
I was amazed. It was pretty much everything that,
With this metal in there, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they take them. And if they're not, if they're soiled or anything like that,
well, they took,
or if they're wet, or, somebody takes it out of the house because they don't want it,
Mold, no good.
it's,
All right.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn, Joe.
I'll second.
Second.
Andrew seconded. All those in favor? Can get up and leave.
Okay.
well,
Thank you.